It's just like the story that Benjamin Franklin once told in terms of his life advice. So he found that by normal logic, if you do a favor for somebody, they should feel indebted to you and they should be more willing to help you in the future. But in fact, in reality, it's almost the opposite. So he told a story where he was trying to befriend somebody who was of a higher rank than he was. And he went about it in a very interesting way. He asked this man, a stranger, for his most prized possession, a book in his library. Benjamin Franklin asked him if he could borrow that book for a week. And, it's kind of hard to say, no, you cannot borrow my book. That's a bit mean. So the man agreed. And then, so Benjamin Franklin took that book and locked it away for a week and then gave it back as it was. He didn't need the book. He just needed the other guy to do him a favor. So he found that if you needed a favor from somebody, it's actually easier to ask them for a small favor first because people need to feel consistent. Because people need to feel consistent. Your brain needs an explanation of why you gave this stranger your most prized book. That must be because you like him. And so that means in the future, bigger favors were actually easier to come by from this man. And you can make yourself more likable by asking for favors. So why am I telling you about all of this in a user experience design class? Well, the reason why a lot of people really enjoy user experience design is because it's closely tied to human psychology. A lot of times you're trying to persuade users to take certain actions, such as stay in the app for longer, or make a purchase, or play your game more often. And there are what's known as light patterns and dark patterns. Now, light patterns are things which are kind of white hat, they're user experience design patterns that you can use to nudge users towards a certain direction. And they are usually beneficial both for the user and for yourself. And then there's dark patterns, which is where you use design to trick people into performing certain actions that are only beneficial to you and are bad for them. So coming back to this Siddle Squat app, if you needed the user to agree to the terms and conditions, or if you needed their GPS location, you have to do it incrementally. Step one is getting the user to agree to something quite innocuous, like the terms and conditions. And as you build trust and as the user gets used to using the app, and then you can explain why you need some slightly more sensitive data, like turning on the GPS so that you can actually locate them and find them the nearest bathroom. Because otherwise, if you do it all in one go right at the beginning, where the user has no relationship with your app, and you're already asking them for their location, for notification access, then most people tend to say no, and it cripples the app, making the user experience poor, and therefore users will never get to enjoy it.